Well, hello, fellow Marvel Legends fans. It's the week of Christmas. Well, the week before Christmas. And all through the house, not a creature was stirring because Daddy already bought himself some presents. It's been a while since I've done one of these. It's been a while since I've had a wave like this that's pretty much perfect. So, this is the Marvel Legends Mindless One wave, and we got some real bangers in this, like him, and her, and a couple of others. A lot of people that haven't been made in 6-inch yet that I'm pretty excited for. So stick around. I'm Dan Upton, and this is the Doomcast. First of all, if you've never seen me before, or if you have and you just haven't followed my instructions, do me a favor and hit subscribe and the bell. I make about one of these videos a week. They're all great, so don't miss even one. I also, if I can be perfectly honest, do a variety of stuff between action figure reviews and getting certain people very upset. So if you aren't one of those certain people, great. And if you are, maybe even better. I don't know. Lady Bullseye. All right, so first of all, even if this isn't a character that you vibe with necessarily, this is already an all-timer Legends, I would say, as is the Queen Elektra Daredevil. Just not only because of the fact that it's double pinless, pretty much perfect new standardized sculpt, but the fact that she comes with, one, the Iron Fan action, but two, the Psy hand. She's got one Psy hand instead of the two that Elektra comes with. But overall, pretty sick. Also comes with one katana, double fans, so you can pose her with two fans rather than one, and a second Psy, of course. Pair of fisty hands, but honestly, this is a character that's gotta have something in their hands or flying out of their hands at some point or the other. Pause. But in any case, Lady Bullseye is a contract killer with a secret identity, martial arts prowess, and a vendetta against the Ninja Order, the Hand. You know, really, we've all got a vendetta. I've got a vendetta against the Hand. Next up here is Clea Strange. Also, shout out to my guy Brian Weber, Noobs and Pros, henchman of Asteroid M. I don't even know if he's debuted this or not, but this is sick. Villain era. Look for it. I don't know who put this wave together, but they managed to really pump out some bangers. But also, why do they have to do this with the sculpt for female figures? I don't understand it. But all right, double pinless joints. Clea's, again, the standard. I'm glad this double pinless is standard. Although, I'll tell you what, I don't like that double jointed isn't standard for female characters in the elbows. It really should be, because it just makes them that much more posable. It makes them annoyingly rigid otherwise. My frustration with some of these is that they have feet that kind of click a little bit weird and not quite into a standing pose all that easily. Just the same, this is fine. It works all right. I don't mind like these magic accessory things. These are not my favorite though. I would prefer rings like what you usually get with Doctor Strange. If you're not familiar, Clea is, according to the box, Clea uses sorcery to lead a rebellion in the Dark Dimension. Okay, sort of. To protect Earth alongside Doctor Strange and the Defenders. That's partially true. She's also a warlord. She is the niece of Dormammu. She is Faltine, and if there was ever going to be a character that came with an additional head, it really should be her with like a full Faltine form head. I'm waiting for, you know, a couple of other characters. Tiburo, Uma. There's a bunch of Doctor Strange villains that are definitely toyetic. We've got a Dormammu, but man, yeah, she definitely deserves the Flame of the Faltine. All right, everybody knows this one. Everybody knows Iron Man. Every single person probably on the planet now. This is a Midnight Suns Iron Man from a game that I and most of you didn't play. I've heard it's great. I just don't think people played it. And according to a lot of other people, I should have. But no, I didn't touch it. So if you played the game and it was actually worth playing, holler at me, let me know why. I know a lot of you other Legends fans out there have been like, you know what? If there is anything that we needed, it was definitely more Iron Man in this line. This is definitely not only nothing to write home about, but I mean, there's some cool detail on the armor, which makes me wonder, like, why I mean, is that a thing in game? Probably. But did I play that game? No, I didn't. The hands seem a little cheap. Those of you who like the black gold Iron Man, this probably was a must-have. And maybe this is a must-have for you. Maybe you're the person that collects every single Iron Man iteration that they come up with. I am not. I've already got plenty of them. I just want the, you know, what I consider to be a definitive, either the classic 70s Tony Stark or an Extremis armor. All right, well, I've already seen some stuff about this figure that I've seen that makes me think it's questionable, but it's this. I'm pretty stoked for this iteration of Luke Cage Power Man. Why? Because this is my second most needed version of this character. The first is the actual Luke Cage, the modern definitive Luke Cage yellow shirt. What I like about this is I like the sleeve sculpt. I like the jacket sculpt and the chain. I like this version, but I'll tell you what's got me steamed, and had a lot of people steamed, is the underarms on this jacket. Because if you look at this, if you can see this, it's open. The jacket doesn't go all the way up. It's not even painted on the inside. And that is, to me, that's an annoying, I mean, I get that we want the jacket to feel like it's on there, but just sculpt it on and paint the whole thing. I don't know. I'm sure this was the cheaper option, and I'm glad we're still getting these at all. It does not have any waist articulation. That is kind of a sick version of Luke Cage, and I don't mind it, but honestly, I wish we got a modern version of him and maybe a different sculpt, or with the actual jacket sculpted on there. Other than that, I mean, this is one of my favorite versions of Cage, even if it's the most ridiculous, just because I like the OG Iron Fist as well. So the two of them as heroes for hire, that's an easy team that you can build. Destined to hunt vampires and destroy the evil of the world, Blade is a vampire-human hybrid with the greatest strengths of each. You know, that's mostly true. But can you see why kids like the great taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Man, okay, so first of all, he comes with a Mindless One head and a little Mindless One head blurb, an energy blurb. Right there. Oh my gosh, that is satisfying as hell. Wow. There are some things where they, like that Luke Cage jacket, I'm still upset about. That is questionable design-wise. But then there's a little energy blurb that comes out his eye, out the Mindless One's eye. If this, man, this couldn't snap in there more cleanly. There's something chef's kiss satisfying about that. This isn't quite the Wesley Snipes movie version of Blade, but it's also, it doesn't seem to not be the Wesley Snipes version of Blade, because you get these things, which I don't even know if these dudes showed up before the movie. I'm not sure. I wasn't reading that much Blade or Midnight Sun stuff Shout out to the Ron Wagner Morbius. I had all of that. I loved it. Anyway, comes with a katana sword. He's got this spinning blade that you got from the movie. Man, that really is like, that is so close to the movie version of Blade in a lot of respects. I gotta respect the sculpt here. Shout out to Hasbro, man. You know, the folks that lost their jobs, if somebody was working on this and they lost their job, God bless them. I got 2 steaks, 1 for each of you, right there. See, there's a combo that you never got in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Blade keying up a steak and Thor hammering it in, that would have been sweet. Maybe they'll do that in Ultimate Alliance 4. Next one is this Fist Ninja, which I'm very excited about because it's got a sweet head in there. Now, if there's one thing Hasbro has made a lot of, it's ninjas. Here's my opinion, though, on any one of these characters. Every single character, oh, he does. I was gonna say, every single character that comes with a bladed weapon should always come with a scabbard or holster of some kind, but like I say, he does, baby, right there. I mean, he doesn't come with a holster for his Kusarigama. Yeah, I know what the name of it is. I'm a huge nerd. That's right, I would be the first to die in a real battle. Probably will be in the Boogaloo. But, you know, I know what a Kusarigama is and probably how to wield one. We aren't really concerned about the human head on these ninjas. No, why would you care about that action when you could have a skull ninja? And a skull ninja has a head like that. A skull ninja can't be killed because the skull ninja is undead. Could I be an American skull ninja in the Boogaloo? I don't know, we'll find out. Hopefully 2024 ends uneventfully. That would be the greatest thing that could possibly happen. If we're here this time next year in 2024 and we're all just chilling and we're just like, yeah, the election was definitive, everything's gonna be fine, and there's also gonna be another one, I'll be perfectly happy with that. I think all of us will. But yeah, skull ninjas. Hopefully we can have more of those because, you know, the only way we're gonna have more of anything is if one guy doesn't win and hopefully throws a blood clot eating a hamburger. It's not that I wish death on that person, I just don't wish life on that person. I wish for them to be undead. If they came back as a flaming skull or a skull president and they ran for skull president, I'd probably be like, yeah, that's actually pretty cool that you're undead and everything and you want to be skull president. But it's cool that that's not an actual elected office and you can't do any damage to anything. What are you gonna do, end skull democracy? I'm not gonna care. Anyway, skull ninjas, that's great. Last character that I'm opening up is this one, which I'm very excited about. It's a Daredevil. It's not just Daredevil, this is King Daredevil, where he's the actual head of the fist. Which, you know, he did to try and like fulfill a prophecy. This is from Chip Zdarsky's run. He did so, and you kind of get a little bit of Dune in Zdarsky's Daredevil run, in that you get a warning against the idea of messiahs or trying to fulfill prophecy because it just becomes dangerous. You get the two-sided Billy Club here, which, you know, this version of Daredevil doesn't really get to do too awful much of, but you get the, ooh, I do not like the way these knees look at all. Holy shit, are you kidding me? The knees on this are ludicrous. Look at this. Like, it just, if there was ever a character that you wanted to pose, oh man, this was my most anticipated one, because I love the Chip Zdarsky Daredevil run. This might have screwed it for me. Look at that knee. It just opens up in the most awkward of possible ways. If the character is standing rigidly, it looks just fine. But it otherwise opens up in the silliest, why couldn't it be these knees, which also open up kind of, I mean, the Skull Ninja knees actually kind of open up a little bit silly, you know, but at least there's a contiguous foot. That's like a Transformer knee. That doesn't make any sense. That's absolute nonsense, unacceptable. That's annoying. I do really like this wave in general. I like the characters that were put into it. I like the thought and sculpting and everything like that. That knee didn't necessarily ruin it, I don't think, but it definitely does not help anything. It is great that this is double pinless, but I wonder if that is part of the reason why this has to look so weird. It's not weird until we actually fully extend that knee, but man, for as sweet as the Queen Electra was, and man, that whole run by Zdarsky, like that was an absolute, you know, some people are frustrated with Zdarsky's Batman right now, but Zdarsky's Batman is not too far off from his Daredevil, so I'm just gonna say you guys don't necessarily like good stories. I think that there are people who are just fans of a couple of major characters like Batman and Spider-Man that are actually mostly functionally illiterate, in my opinion, and don't know how to. I'm gonna be frank. I'm not gonna be frank. I'm not gonna be the Punisher here, but this is frustrating because this is not a real well posable figure, unfortunately. Yeah, here's the Mindless One. He looks great. He's chunky. He's a real thick, stubby little guy. He's the Stavros Halkias of action figures here. He's got, the head was real hard to get on. I'll tell you what, as satisfying as that little accessory was clicking into his face, the rest of it was not necessarily, but you know what? You're not gonna get your Doctor Strange Dark Dimension weirdo creature without breaking a few eggs, whatever that means. Well, that's the crew such as it is, and I'll tell you, if I had to pick a favorite out of this wave, it's not gonna be her arm posing ability. It's probably between Blade and this Fist Ninja, to be honest. But Lady Bullseye is close in there. I really appreciate the work they did on Lady Bullseye here. But I gotta say, I wanted this Daredevil to be better. That knee is weird, but this is that wave. And thanks everybody for watching. This has been the Doomcast. We will see you guys again next week. Peace. I got a special Christmas treat for you, so check it out.